If you woke up on January 1st, 2026 with $0 to your name, no savings, no assets, and a knot in your stomach every time you opened your banking app, you'd probably feel fear first. But what you really have is an opening. You're not locked into a high mortgage. You're not chained to a lifestyle you can't afford. You're not trying to steer a big ship. You're a speedboat. You can turn faster than almost anyone you know. Over the next few minutes, you're going to get a very simple, very concrete plan for what to do with that speed. Not a theory, not some cute quote for social media, but a year-long blueprint I would be comfortable handing to my own family if they had to start from nothing in 2026. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't stay broke because life is unfair. They stay broke because they drift. No budget, no written plan, no clear trade-offs. Money leaks out of their life like water out of a cracked bucket, and they never stop long enough to fix the hole. So this is not a get-rich-quick video. This is not about a lucky stock pick or a secret coin. This is the opposite. This is how a boring, disciplined person goes from zero to stable in 12 months and then uses that foundation to build real wealth over the next decade. Here's how this will work. You're going to treat 2026 as if it's the year you rebuild your financial life from scratch. 12 months, 7 big moves. By the end of the year, if you do the work, you will not be living paycheck to paycheck. You will have cash in the bank that buys you time instead of anxiety. You will have at least one income stream you didn't have before, and you will have a simple, repeatable system you can run for the rest of your life. Let's start where any sensible investor starts, not with what to buy, but with what to stop doing. Step 1, January, plug the leaks. If you're at zero, your first job is not to become an investor. Your first job is to stop being a bad business. Imagine you're looking at your life the way I'd look at a struggling company Berkshire might acquire. The first question is simple. Where is the cash going, and what would happen if we acted like adults for 12 months? On paper, this is very boring. In reality, it's the month that changes everything. Here's exactly what to do in January. Print your last 90 days of statements, bank accounts, credit cards, PayPal, Cash App, whatever you actually use. Highlight every recurring payment, subscriptions, memberships, free trials that aren't free anymore. Anything that hits your account without you consciously authorizing it this month, cancel or downgrade at least half, not someday. This week, streaming services, extra apps, subscription boxes, forgotten gym memberships you might use. You can always add them back next year when your finances are boring instead of fragile. Attack the big 3 expenses: housing, transportation, food. If your rent is suffocating you, consider roommates or a cheaper place when your lease is up. If you have a car payment and you're broke, ask one simple question. If this car were paid off tomorrow, would I go and borrow to buy it again? If the answer is no, sell it. Get into a cheaper, reliable used car with no payment or a tiny one. Eating out becomes a rare event, not a hobby. Cook at home. Simple meals. You are buying back your freedom with every grocery list. The goal for January is clear. You want to create a monthly surplus where, for the first time in a long time, more money comes in than goes out, and it's not close. You are not doing this forever. You are doing it for 1 year. Think of it this way. The old you is the worst business partner you ever had. January is where you fire them. Step 2, February, March, turn up the income once you've stopped the bleeding. People are tempted to start investing. That's premature. If you're starting 2026 at or near zero, your problem is not that you haven't found the right stock. Your problem is that your income engine is too small. You can't invest your way out of poverty on $50 a month. You have to earn your way out first. So for 2 months, you're going to do something most people talk themselves out of. You're going to run your life like a startup that just got a last chance funding round. Here's the mindset. For 60 days, I will trade comfort for speed, practical steps. Maximize your main income. If you're employed, ask, what would it take to earn more here? Overtime, different shifts, performance bonuses, a slightly higher paying role you can move into. If your job truly has no upside, start looking for one that does while you keep cash coming in. Add one focused side income. Don't dabble in 10 things. Pick one that matches what you can already do or can learn quickly. Service work, delivery, rideshare, weekend shifts. Skills you already have: writing, editing, design, coding, bookkeeping, customer support, local practical work, handyman, cleaning, tutoring, babysitting, pet care. Ring fence the extra money. Every extra dollar from these 2 months goes into one place, a separate savings account labeled 2026 Freedom Fund. You do not touch it. Most people will never do this because they say, that sounds exhausting. And they're right. It is exhausting, but it's also temporary. Being broke for decades is much more exhausting than working 60, 70-hour weeks for 2 months with a very specific purpose. Your target by the end of March, $5,000 in cash. Not because $5,000 makes you rich, because at $0 you're fragile. At $5,000 you're still poor, but you're no longer helpless. You've proven two things to yourself. You can earn more than your old story about yourself said you could. You can keep your hands off the money when it hits your account. That shift from consumer to someone who can accumulate is worth more than the dollars. Step 3, April, June, build your safety net. Now, we do something that might sound strange coming from an investor. We still don't invest. Not yet. The next 90 days are about buying something the stock market can't sell you. Time in personal finance terms. That's an emergency fund. In business terms, it's working capital. If you skip this step, here's what happens. You get excited about investing, you put your first $2,000 into the market, then the transmission blows, or you get laid off, or a medical bill hits. You're forced to sell that investment at a bad time just to keep the lights on. You don't just lose money, you lose confidence. So from April through June, the game is simple and boring. Keep expenses low like January. Keep income high like February, March. Push your freedom fund up to around $15,000 if your earnings allow it, with at least $10,000 earmarked strictly as emergency cash. This money sits in a plain savings account or a high-yield savings account. No crypto, no stock picking, no can't-miss opportunities. The purpose of this cash is not return, it's resilience. You will reach a point maybe around $10,000, maybe at $15,000, where something flips in your mind. For the first time in years, an unexpected expense won't scare you. You'll be able to think 5 years ahead instead of 5 days. That shift in time horizon is what allows you to become a real investor later. Step 4, July, August. Invest in the person who earns the money people love to ask. What stock would you buy? At this stage, that's the wrong question. With a small amount of capital and a fragile income stream, the highest return on investment is not in a ticker symbol, it's in you. You have, let's say, $15,000 saved. $10,000 that you do not touch under normal circumstances. $5,000 that can be used to change your earning capacity. Here's how to think about that $5,000. Raise your hourly value. Ask a very simple question. What skill, if I actually learned it and used it, could reasonably double my income over the next 3-5 years? Maybe it's a professional license or certification. Sales skills that let you move into a commission-heavy role. Technical skills like programming, data analysis, or marketing. A trade that's in demand in your area. The math is key. If a course or certification costs $1,500 and can increase your earning potential by $10,000 per year, that's a wonderful deal. Buy tools that let you earn without asking permission. If you can write a good laptop and software, if you can repair things, proper tools, if you can cook catering equipment or licenses needed to turn that into side income. You are quietly shifting from labor to owner of small economic engines. Increase your surface area for opportunity. The world still does business face-to-face. Attend a couple of industry meetups or conferences you can afford. Join one professional community where serious people in your field spend time. Offer value first help information, introductions without immediately asking for anything. Most of the pivotal opportunities in life don't arrive because you filled in some online form. They arrive because you're the one person someone thinks of when a problem appears. If you use July and August well, you end this period more skilled, better equipped, on the radar of more people who can open doors for you. And you still have your emergency cash sitting there quietly doing its job. Step 5, September, October, build a second stream of income by early fall. If you've done the work, your life looks nothing like it did in January. You live on less than you earn. Have an emergency fund. Earn more than you did 6 to 9 months ago. Have at least the outline of a more valuable skill set. Now, we answer the question you probably wanted to start with, how do I make money while I sleep? Here's the sober answer. For most people, starting from zero, passive income doesn't start as truly passive. It starts as active now, more passive later. At this stage, you've earned the right to start building assets. A simple path looks like this. Automate a beginner investment plan. Open an account at a reputable brokerage. Set up an automatic monthly contribution, even if it's a few $100s to a low-cost, broad stock market index fund. Do not stop this unless you literally cannot pay rent or eat. You are not trying to be clever. You are trying to be consistent. Use your skills to create a small machine. Examples of freelance service that you later turn into a small agency. A niche content channel that can be monetized with ads and sponsors after enough consistent posting. A local service where you eventually pay others to do the work while you handle sales and management. In the beginning, this is just an extra line of income in your budget. Over time, if you keep improving it and documenting systems, it can become something that produces money with less and less of your direct involvement. Avoid the traps. If someone tells you they have a way to turn $1,000 into $50,000 in a few months with no risk, they are selling you a story, not a business. If you don't understand how something makes money, don't invest. You're gambling. The target for these months is modest but powerful, a small but growing investment account. A second income stream may be only $100 or $100 a month at first, but one that you control and can grow. That combination is what separates the person who escapes paycheck to paycheck from the one who lives there forever. Step 6, November. Pass the discipline test 10 months into this plan. You will be tired, you've cut expenses, worked more, said no to things your friends say yes to. You've started learning new skills and maybe tried your first small investments. Then the holidays arrive. Retailers and advertisers have had all year to prepare for the moment where they whisper a single sentence in your ear. You've worked hard, you deserve this. If you listen, you'll undo a year of progress in about 6 weeks. So November has one goal: protect the foundation you've built. Practical steps: decide in advance what you will spend on gifts, travel, and celebrations, and cap it. Get creative with generosity, your time, handwritten letters, cooking, small thoughtful gestures instead of huge purchases. Explain to the people closest to you what you're doing this year and why. Some won't understand, that's all right. Your metric for success in November is not how festive it feels, it's how intact your plan is when the calendar flips to December. Wealth is not built by 1 or 2 heroic months. It is built by refusing to backslide when it's easiest to rationalize it. Step 7, December from survival plan to wealth plan. If you followed along and actually acted, not just nodded, here's roughly where you are by December. Your monthly budget runs a surplus. You have several $1,000s sitting in an emergency fund. You've invested in skills and tools that permanently raised your earning potential. You likely have a modest investment account and the beginnings of a second income stream. Most importantly, you have evidence that you can live below your means and stick to a plan for an entire year. That last point matters more than all the others. Money compounds, so do habits. In December, you sit down with a notebook or a simple document and ask, what did I actually earn this year, month by month? What did I actually save and invest? What actions clearly worked? What clearly didn't? If I repeated my best behaviors for the next 3-5 years, where could I realistically be? Then you write your plan for 2027. Maybe that looks like doubling your automatic monthly investments, scaling your side business from a few $100s a month to a few thousand, saving a down payment for a home you can comfortably afford, positioning yourself for a promotion or a better role using the skills you've built. Year 1, 2026 is defense. Stop losing. Build cash, stabilize. Year 2 and beyond is offense. Systematically buy and build assets that produce cash and grow in value. You might look up in 5 or 10 years and see a number in your net worth column that surprises you. But if that happens, it won't have come from a miracle tip. It will have come from what you did with this first year. Final message: if you're starting 2026 with nothing, you are not doomed. You are simply in a position where sloppy thinking is very expensive and disciplined thinking is very profitable. Most people will watch a video like this, feel a little motivated, and then do exactly what they did last year. They will change nothing, and next December they'll blame the economy, their boss, or the news. You don't have to join them. You can decide that for 1 year of your life, you will behave like the CEO of your own small company instead of a confused employee of your impulses. Cut the waste, increase the income. Build the safety net, invest in your skills, plant small money-making machines. Protect your progress when it's tempting to blow it up. Then plan the next year from a stronger position. That's not a theory. It's just how wealth actually tends to look from the inside. If you want more people to see this kind of plan before they give up on their situation, share it with someone who needs it and save it for yourself. The real compounding doesn't happen in your brokerage app. It happens in the choices you make every day for years.